Craving flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at your local grocery store. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gluten-free select varieties like the cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy small-town flavor in every bite. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's.
With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, TKL, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. TKL and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suit your needs, instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain event.
Guess what time it is? My time. You can check your iPhone. Better say it's our time.
With your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 pounds and a Rick Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Jason Swain, Ben McKee. It is Wednesday, May the 20th. It is Hump Day. 3 minutes past the top of the hour. And, Ben, it's the best day of the week, my friend.
It is. Hump Day is my second favorite day of the week. Actually, it's my third, if I'm being honest. Saturday's my first. Friday's my second. Hump Day is my third favorite day of the week. And then I don't know whether Taco Tuesday or Turn Up Thursday is my fourth favorite day of the week. That's a different conversation for a different day. But I am thrilled this Hump Day, Swain, because Coach Doug's is coming to Rocky Top. I'm so excited.
Oh, my gosh. I was wondering how long would we get into the show before this fictitious character was going to be brought up. I was wondering. I didn't think it would be you, Ben, but you did it.
I knew that was going to be your response as well.
I had to spend 5 minutes of my morning trying to figure out who the hell Coach Doug was. I mean, I just wasted 5 minutes of my life.
That's the best part.
I wasted 5 minutes of my life. I mean, my time is valuable. I don't care if we're in quarantine or not. My time is important. I care about my time. Coach Doug's. You can't be playing with us like that. All the coaching searches we've had. all the characters we've had at coaches, all the drama we've had at coaches. You can't play around like that, Ben. We're not completely healed, okay? We fired an AD during a coaching search. People really thought that John Gruden was going to show up at the airport in Knoxville and was camping out in Knoxville's airport. This didn't happen too long ago, Ben. You can't be playing around like that. We're not ready for that.
This is our virtual head football coach. For those who are lost this morning, Big Cat from Barstool Sports.
Who is that?
It's I don't know his real name. I mean, he just goes by Big Cat. You know who he is. You've seen him on social media.
Dude, I've seen an account, but honestly, I don't pay attention. And I don't think you mentioning the name is going to really help anybody know who he is, to be honest, man.
I don't know his name. I mean, that's what he goes by, Big Cat. And he is the guy from Barstool. That's how I know him. I am not a big Barstool person per se, but I do see his content retweeted onto my timeline because Big Cat and his podcast that he does is very popular throughout the country and throughout the world. So, but anyways, this guy from Barstool Sports started playing NCAA 14, the video game, during the quarantine. He created a coach named Gus Duggerton, and he started off at Toledo. The head coach at Toledo started there. He was then the offensive coordinator at Florida State. He was then the offensive coordinator at USC. He then became the head coach at Texas Tech, where last night he had job offers after he won the Cotton Bowl against Texas A&M in his final game at Texas Tech. He then had job offers from Georgia, Tennessee, and California, and he turned down the Georgia offer and accepted the Tennessee offer. So he is now leaving Texas Tech to become the head coach at Tennessee in NCAA 14. So it's just like a running internet joke that everybody's just being creative and having fun with.
Yeah, what was really funny is that Tennessee football put out a graphic welcoming him to Knoxville and to the staff. That was pretty funny. It was a way to get a good laugh. It was pretty funny. I saw that this morning.
It's almost got 3,000 retweets.
You can't play
that tweet that Tennessee put out.
You can't play around with some Tennessee fans, though, man. We not ready for all that, man. We've only had proof for 2 years. We just escaped the drama a few months ago. It ain't been that long. It ain't been that long, man. Andy called us super, super early this morning, so we got to make sure Andy gets in here before he falls back to sleep. So Andy is on the hotline this morning. Andy, good morning.
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Good morning, Andy. You awake?
Yeah, I'm awake.
You need some coffee?
No.
You need some energy drinks?
Normally be headed to work, but of course it's raining today, so.
You under the weather? You feeling okay, Andy?
Oh, yeah.
You turned up?
Oh, yeah, always.
Okay, all right.
Especially when it comes to Tennessee news.
All right, you don't sound very energetic this morning. I just want to make sure that you turned up, that you full of life.
I don't really know who Coach Doug is, though. That's what I was calling about. A lot of us don't really know.
Ben, just explain it, Andy. He's fake.
He's a fake video game head coach. There was a guy on social media who is very popular amongst podcasts for Barstool Sports, and he got bored during the quarantine, and a coach on video games and accepted the Tennessee job on the video game last night. So everybody was just having fun during the quarantine.
He's fake, Andy. Andy, don't start telling recruits that we got a new coach and we about to take over the world. Don't tell him that, Andy, because he's fake.
So Trey Smith.
We don't want to confuse the recruits. He's fake.
Right.
He's fake.
Trey Smith had commented on it, so that's why I figured it was real.
No, Trey Smith is just having fun, laughing,
Part of the joke. It's fake. There's not another coach joining the staff.
I knew that. Heck, Pruitt works too hard for that.
I will say, Andy, though, I do have a source. One of my sources reached out to me and told me that Coach Doug's was thinking about reaching out to you and making you his recruiting coordinator.
That's funny. I don't know what to say about that.
You say yes, Andy.
I mean, I do make a lot of moves on Twitter. I mean, that's obvious. People know it. People see it.
You're a move maker.
Yeah.
Andy, you got to wake up, man.
I just try to do my part. That's all I can say about it. There's some things that I don't agree with 24/7 Sports does or Rivals. To me, they need to do more.
Andy, they doing their job. They're not Tennessee fans.
Well, Caden Salter didn't get his rating like he was supposed to. And there's a couple other kids that haven't got rated. But yet you can get Steve Wilfong to go down and watch Jarrett Garantano and Harrison throw a football. I'm like, and you can't do your job and go rate kids? Like, come on now.
Andy, where is he going to go see the kids?
Wherever they're at. If Steve Wilfong can too, right?
They're at home. Andy, come on now.
Still, Steve Wilfong was at the training facility. I know that for a fact.
Andy, he can't rate kids right now. What he's going to do? He going to rate Jarrett Garantano and Harrison Bailey? They're in college already.
He went down there to watch.
But you're not going to rate a handful of kids and not rate the other 500. Andy,
I don't know.
Recruiting rankings don't matter right now. Like, at all.
It never has, and it don't even mean nothing. People don't understand this. It's a money thing. They get paid. If a kid is rich, you can get a 5-star in a day.
I'm convinced, and thanks for the phone call, Andy. I'm convinced that Andy, C-Mac, Jason, and you, Ben.
Me?
Yes, you part of it.
Me?
I think you
Don't
part
want
of
me
it.
in there.
There's always got to be an inside source. I think you the inside source.
Not me.
Let's get on this Zoom call. And each day this week, we're going to call into the Swain event. We're going to have these crazy takes. And it started with Buck Nasty talking about Jordan would beat DeMar DeRozan today. Almost passed out. Almost fell over my chair here in the studio. And then Jason called in saying that Jerry Garantano is a better returning quarterback in the SEC than Kyle Trask. Kellen Mond. And then today, my man Andy saying Steve Whitfrom from 247 is not doing a job because he has rated recruits right now.
Caden Salter is ranked.
But he went down to see Jerry Garantano and Harrison Bailey. They're in college already. Rankings don't work that way. You got to have camps. You got to have events. You got to have competition where top-rated players are going up against top-rated players. That's how you have a change in the rankings. Everybody's at home. What are you going to do? Go by everybody's house? Hey, not. Is it UPS? Is it FedEx? No, it's Steve Whitfrom. I'm here to rate your kid. Come on outside, kid. Come on outside. I'm traveling all across the world, all across the U.S. I got my stopwatch right here. I got my whistle. I got Coach Duggerton with me. He's gonna do all the evaluations. He's gonna do the evaluations, and we're gonna do a combine right here in front yard. Yeah, that's not the way it works. Not the way it works at all. My man Andy. Andy, here's some coffee for you, my friend. Pour a little bit out for you. Nah, I like my coffee. Never mind. Good coffee, too. 865-250-503. We'll take our first break of the day. I blame this on you, Ben. Be right back.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Voted Best Barbecue in City View Magazine and a top 100 barbecue restaurant in the country, Dead End is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering and local delivery with Valet Gourmet. That's right, you can have Dead End brought to you. Can't think of the spread for your next event? Get Dead End to cater it. Check them out online, deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union has helped people save money for almost 80 years. Whether it's free checking, financing a vehicle, or purchasing that new home, Alcoa 10 is here to help you. Better rates, better service. Check them out at atfcu.com.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Member NCUA.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible. But remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. And guess what's hotter than Tennessee recruiting? That's right, the local real estate market. Things are still moving and shaking, so when you're ready to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, give me a call. Jennifer Morris at 865-257-7897 or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. And go Vols!
You're listening to the Swain event.
And you know this, man!
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. What a great 24 hours it's been for the Swain family. It's just been a great, great time. Yesterday, after a drive-through parade, car parade, graduation for our youngest two, we were a little stumped on dinner. And so I was instructed, because I was driving, to just drive down Kingston Pike. Just drive down Kingston Pike. Like, what is that? Let's just drive down and just see what we want. Like we haven't lived here for years and already know what's down Kingston Pike. Just drive down Kingston Pike. And no one made a decision. We approaching campus, Ben. This ain't gonna be Kingston Pike for long. This about to be Cumberland. Y'all better hurry up.
Sometimes you just need to see a place and realize that's what we want.
We are running out of real estate. This is about to be Cumberland. And so, of course, the mature one out of the group was an 11-year-old who said, how about we go dead end? I looked back in the back seat. I said, that's That's how you do it. I'm so proud of you. That's how you do it. I said, you got my back? You got my back? She said, yeah, I got your back, Daddy. So we called in Dead End Barbecue. The family, I mean, even the little kids thought they were grown-ups the way they ordered. They didn't get a kid's meal. The oldest got a Mac Attack. The first time she ever got a Mac Attack. Brisket Mac Attack, Ben. Oh, my goodness.
I'm so proud of her.
It was big old sandwich with barbecue brisket and pimento mac and cheese just smushed together. Oh, my goodness. And then the wifey, she got brisket quesadillas. That's her go-to. I don't think she even knows anything else is on the menu. You know, they do have a full menu, Boo. They do other things like chicken and ribs and things like that. They do other stuff now. They're not a Tex-Mex place, okay? They're a barbecue place. They do have other items, okay? You can get something else. That's her go-to. And then my 4-year-old was like, wait a minute. I don't want some kid's meal with a cookie. I want the same thing Mommy got. Oh, okay. Let's do it. So I got her one, 4 years old. She got her a barbecue brisket plate. Sweet potato waffle fries. She's the eater in the family. She couldn't finish it, but she will be finishing it today for lunch. And then my middle child, who eats like a bird, she got the Mac Attack. Ooh, Ben.
And didn't finish it.
Yeah, she didn't finish it. But you know how the dads are the family. The dads are the ones who like.
Oh, you cleaned up. You the vacuum.
Give me that. Don't be over here wasting food. Give me that sandwich. Give me that sandwich. We don't waste food in this house. And I set her up too. I was like, "You full, baby? It's okay if you full. Just slide that plate over here to Daddy. Daddy take care of it for you." And then I had to get the ribs, man. Ooh, it was a graveyard on my plate, man. All those bones.
Looked like the Undertaker had come through there.
Man, you ain't never lied. Oh my goodness, what a dinner! I am fueled on Dead End Barbecue right now, because I don't really eat breakfast or eat anything until after 11, 12, sometimes even later than that. But like, I'm usually fueled on last night's dinner during the show, because I don't really eat breakfast. But I am fueled on Dead End Barbecue. And someone asked me on Twitter, did I get banana pudding? Oh, I couldn't. I couldn't get it yesterday.
I saw that.
I couldn't do it, man. Yeah, I guess my dessert was my kids' Mac Attack. But, oh, my goodness, Dead End Barbecue was so good yesterday. Yes, sir.
What did you get me? I live off of Kingston Pike. You could have stopped by and dropped something off.
Well, that would be backtracking.
Yeah, but you'd be a good disciple.
Disciple? See, what had happened was, we was talking. We picked up our food. We had a good conversation, and our food was getting cold, so we had to get on home. We had to mosey on home and get dinner taken care of. So, yeah, Ben, sorry, man, just didn't have time to do that for you, sir. But
it's okay.
Hey, it was good.
I'll forgive you this time.
It was good though, man. It was fantastic. We had a great dinner. I encourage you all to do the same thing, because busting those suds in the kitchen was not for me yesterday or for anyone. So we did not do that, and that was fantastic. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. Oh, what a dinner.
I'll be honest, Dead End's wings have been on my mind all week long, so that might be the move today.
You might as well do it, man. You need to do it. We had a good conversation yesterday about Eric Gray, and we also talked about recruiting, and how players today are conscious about their brand. Now, that's okay. There needs to be some balance. The way this thing works is you work hard, you make plays, you don't get in trouble, while continue to make plays, you win, and then you get the opportunities. That's the way it works. You don't get the opportunities before you put in the work and before you make the plays. And I think sometimes the young men let the branding take the place of doing the work. You got to do the work first. Some kids like the process of being recruited more than they like football. If you just work, if you just focus on getting better every day, everything will take care of itself. Everything will take care of itself. Like with this show, we don't have some PR company that we've hired that to help get our name out. Now, we've done things here and there to do that. But the most important thing, the core of it all, Ben, and you've been among plenty of conversations about the show and the direction. The most important thing, Ben, let's see if you remember. What has been the most important thing I've said?
Say what you mean and mean what you say.
Yeah, that is important.
You say many things that are important.
Thank you, Ben. I'm not bringing you that in barbecue just because you said that. Maybe next time, though. But the most important thing is that the show is good. That's the most important thing. All these bells and whistles and all that's great. That helps with the show. But the most important thing is that we have a good show. Like, does it really matter if you own the biggest station in the world if your show's not good? If a tree falls in the forest when no one's there to hear it, does it make a sound? Does it really matter? Does it really matter? So going back to like the young athletes here, branding is important. It's very important. You have opportunity to make money outside of football, especially moving forward now with the NCAA. It made me all think about this, Ben, when I saw Eric Gray, sophomore, on the cover of Athlon Sports. Sophomore. And it wasn't like he was a freshman phenom. Honestly, guys like Wanye Morris and Darnell Wright, Henry To'oTo'o, if any freshman should be on it or sophomore should be on it, it should be Henry To'oTo'o. Because Henry To'oTo'o was the best freshman last year for Tennessee. Is a middle linebacker. That's very marketable. But a guy like Eric Gray, Memphis, 3-time Mr. Football, sophomore on the cover of Athlon Sports. And I start thinking like, maybe this is what Tennessee is on moving forward. I made a comment about it yesterday. Embracing where we're going in college football and the sports. Yes, it is me. It's more me than ever before. It is. And coaches have to adapt. And the real coaches, because you can age yourself out of the game. Coaches who don't adapt, philosophy-wise, we've seen Les Miles do that. Also personality, guys that don't adapt to this age of young men. And it seems like Prudent Company, they have made those changes. Brian Niedermeyer, Derek Ansley, T. Martin. You got some young dudes on staff with some swag now. And so I just started thinking, man, true sophomore. And as much as I love me some Eric Gray, I make comparisons to Alvin Kamara with his game. Eric Gray really didn't do a lot to be on the cover of Athlon Sports as a true sophomore. This is big time, man. For me, it is. To me, it is.
It is, and just to provide a little bit of context, he is on the cover for the issues that will be shipped out to the state of Tennessee and the regions in which they think will sell and appeal most to Tennessee fans. But still, I was surprised to see him on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't necessarily expect Jarrett Garantano or Brian Maurer or a quarterback, but I guess Tennessee kind of is looking for the new face of Tennessee football, and I thought it would be someone like Henry To'o that would get the nod, but I was surprised to see Eric Gray on the cover, but I thought it was a cool sign. I guess you could say that Eric Gray is somewhat the future of the offense, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, Henry To'o probably has done more, but again, you have someone from the state of Tennessee who electrified all season long, even when he was in. Did he have a better season than Henry? No, he didn't, but he brought the wow factor every time he touched the football. And he knows how to handle himself with the media. He does a really great job. He's cool. He's humble. He's hungry. Big expectations for him. And listen, when I was on WJOX there in Birmingham, they asked me, okay, for fans outside of the Tennessee fan base, who is someone that people may not know about that they will know about? And I said Eric Gray. I said Eric Gray on offense and Henry To'o on defense. But this is cool. This is something that I think you can sell to recruits. No, you don't have to wait until you're a junior or senior for us to work on your brand, because this is part of Eric Gray's brand.
Mm-hmm. If only he could make money off of it.
If you give him some, he can.
He'll soon be able to make money off of it.
That was Ben's polite way of saying, nah, he good. He ain't getting none of my money. I like your shirt, by the way, man.
Thank you. Had to honor the GOAT.
Man, what size you wear? I need to borrow that.
Medium.
I don't know if I can get that one. What about an
I'm just kidding.
What about a double X medium?
Whatever a medium is for a large, extra large is the size that I'm rocking these days.
Got the guns out today. I hope the sun will come out too, but
I don't think that's going to happen.
You got the guns out. I love that shirt, man. Muhammad Ali shirt. The greatest. The GOAT. 865-255-03. We have Around the SEC coming up next.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
At Hiller, we care about your family's comfort all year long. If you get caught without air conditioning this summer, we're offering a free service call with any repair. That's a free service call when we do the work on your HVAC system. Visit happyhiller.com to schedule your appointment today.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com. We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy.
I'm Vince Moore, wide receiver, VFL 1991, and you're listening to the Swain Event. Around the SEC, powered by 42nd Street Marketing, your game-winning play call for design, marketing, and branding.
Swain Event, and I am literally fueled on Dead End Barbecue this morning. Ben McKee has Around the SEC for us today. And Ben, where are we going today?
Birmingham, because UAB football has added LSU and Georgia to future non-conference schedules. UAB will play at LSU on November 19th, 2022, and then the following year they will play at Georgia September 23rd, 2003. So there's some schedule for you next. We went to South Carolina where coaches agreed. Coaches and administrators are taking a pay cut to aid with coronavirus cash crunch. This is on the Post and Curve there in South Carolina. It won't let me read than the first two paragraphs, but football coach Will Muschamp, basketball coach Frank Martin, women's basketball coach Dawn Staley, and athletics director Jay Taylor are among 11 university officials who volunteered to reduce their pay to save $1.2 million, taking 10% pay cuts, and in total, those coaches and administrators will save $1.2 million amid the coronavirus pandemic.
Yeah, that's good, man. I know Will Muschamp was ready to volunteer because he don't want to make anybody upset around there. He want to be nice because
you don't want me to give 20?
Yeah, hey, whatever I got to do to be a part of this thing as long as possible. Because he had a rough season last year, 4-8, and I mean they had the toughest schedule in the country, but losing the way they did Tennessee was something that hard pill to swallow for people there in South Carolina. I was wondering who would be the SEC school that had a coach to take a salary reduction. I was wondering because you started hearing about coaches outside the SEC doing this, and I was wondering, like, hey, SEC money is totally different, and coaches are being paid a whole lot of money. So, who would take a pay cut during this pandemic? And kudos to the coaches for voluntarily doing that. So, Dawn Staley, who I'm a big fan of, Frank Martin. How can you not like Frank Martin? And then Will Muschamp. I'm not going to go as far as I did with Frank Martin, Dawn Staley. He all right. I still ain't going to forget his time as a Florida Gator, but kudos to him for doing that.
Yeah, South Carolina is the second school in the SEC to do this. Missouri did it a while back, a month and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
They announced that they were going through pay cuts as well. And I think Jeremy Pruitt's version of a pay cut is the fact that he does not get a raise this offseason. He was going to get a raise in an extra year or two on his contract, but I doubt that happens now. So I guess that is his version of a pay cut.
I guess so.
I want to go to Starkville real quick, where Mississippi State has lost its second key player to the transfer portal over the last couple of days. Sophomore defensive back Jerrion Jones has entered the NCAA transfer portal and is looking to move on from the Bulldog football program. This is according to Mississippi State's 247 site. Jones played in 11 games last season, earning 1 start. He was credited with 12 tackles, 2 pass breakups, and a fumble recovery for the 2019 season. Not very lofty stats, but he was expected to play a key role for Mississippi State this season, and now he is in the transfer portal.
This is this time is obviously weird for us fans. It's weird for current players because they don't have time to build that chemistry, and the freshmen who enrolled early, they don't have that time to get their feet wet. The first offseason, this has been for new coaches. This was post time that just kind of developed relationships with his new players, and I don't know, Mississippi State, their coach just threw him a Zoom call probably. I mean, you got to spend time with your players to get to know them, like in them over to y'all activities. This is things that Pruitt has done in his first 2 seasons. He did in his first season, and doesn't have time. It doesn't help that he put out that tweet that got himself in a little hot water. But yeah, man, Ole Miss, I don't see them having any transfers out. I don't see Lincoln losing any guys. Looks like those players are pretty excited to play Lincoln. I'm not going to sit here and say Mississippi State but not because of the players. But 2 players who are contributors on that Mississippi State last year. Just a thought.
No, sir.
I want to mention a nugget that we did not get to yesterday that we should have, but I want to go to Oxford, Mississippi for this one. And Ben Williams, the first African-American football player in Ole Miss history, passed away at the age of 65. And so he broke the color line there at Ole Miss. And you got to think about how significant this is. We know about Lester McLean here at the University of Tennessee, first black player to play at Tennessee, first black quarterback in the SEC is Condress Holloway. Ole Miss in the last few years had changed their mascot. In the last few years, addressed using the rebel flag because it was affecting them in recruiting. In the last few years, imagine Ben Williams playing at Ole Miss as the first black football player. Whew. But he passed away at 65, and so I want to mention him.
Absolutely.
How about Daddy Tagovailoa had some comments when he was interviewed by Matt Zenitz of AOL.com about why they decided to leave, why Talia decided to transfer out of Alabama. And so before the jokes about Daddy in the interview, it's pretty normal that a parent does this interview instead of the kid. I mean, he's still a student. He's still a student athlete.
You heard Austin talk about that with JT Daniels yesterday and his dad.
Yeah, but it's like dad is – there's been jokes about daddy doing all the talking and daddy making all the decisions and the kids don't have any type of I guess freedom or they can't make their own decision. So before that narrative, kind of drums up and starts again, like it's pretty normal that a transferring athlete's parent talks to the media rather than the athlete in this particular situation. So, yeah, like JT Daniels, they're not talking at all, but Daddy Tagovailoa mentioned why they decided to leave. And it's here on Saturday Down South. It's a good reason, 100%. We knew the moment that Talia and Paul Tyson, the grandson of Paul Bear Bryant, and then Alabama adding all these other top prospects at quarterback, we knew somebody was going to leave. Knew it wasn't going to work for someone. But he says, Dad says, it's really tough, and it's nothing against Alabama, but my boys are competitive, and Leah is such a competitive kid, and he wanted an opportunity to compete. He was told that he was going to come in and compete, and he didn't really get that opportunity. So he wanted to use the spring to do that, but with the COVID-19 thing going on, he really didn't have the opportunity to compete. He's a competitor. He likes to work. He likes to compete on the field. And just going to the season this year, he just felt like he wasn't given that opportunity. And he wants to take it somewhere where they're going to give him the opportunity to make the best of his skill set. So that's what Daddy said. And I don't blame Daddy. Can't compete. No spring.
Nope.
Yeah.
I mean, Mac Jones is a redshirt junior. So unless Mac Jones just pees down his leg, he is going to be the starter this season and next season. Now, they do have Bryce Young, the former top quarterback in America, from the state of California, who Alabama beat writers have been reporting that behind the scenes, the coaches have been raving about what he was doing during winter conditioning. He was an early enrollee, and how he bonded with his teammates, and kind of how he was the alpha male of his signing class. So you already have Mac Jones. You have Bryce Young, a five-star freshman who is believed to be better than you are, coming in and has already made an impression on the coaching staff, a positive impression. There's not a direct line to playing time unless you just play lights out over the next 2 years, really the course of his career at Alabama. So I think Talia made the smart decision. And I don't think just because he is transferring, he is quitting or running away from competition whatsoever.
That's right, man. There's no transfer portal in the real life, though. He's just a quitter. Just sit there for 3 or 4 years and not play. That makes sense. 865-255-03. Did Lane Kiffin have a retweet? Someone on the text box said that Lane Kiffin retweeted. Lane Kiffin retweet was awesome. I'm trying to see what GBO on the text box is referring to. Oh, I see Lane Kiffin still following your boy. I was surprised. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know what retweet GBL in the text box is referring to. Oh, there it is. Retweet of Gus Duggerton. Oh, my gosh. Oh, man. I'm pretty sure Lane is using this to negative recruit Tennessee. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that recruit. Tennessee doesn't have any stability at the head coaching position. Look at that. They just made a coaching change. Come to Ole Miss. We have Attaboy coming up next here in the Swain event. Stay with us.
Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys in the text box. It's part of the free Swain event app.
Do you have sloping or uneven floors, foundation cracks, or a leaning chimney? Do your windows and doors not open properly, or are there gaps where the floor and walls meet? Don't worry, B-Dry offers approved foundation repair solutions like steel I-beams, helical piering, epoxy injections, carbon fiber applications, and more. Make sure that your home is on stable ground with B-Dry. Call them at 865-588-0454 or find them online at bdry.com.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400. Guys, Low T Center is open for normal business hours, including Saturdays. Their goal is to help you be the best and healthiest version of you. And right now, if you are concerned with social distancing, Low T Center can help with at-home treatment options for current patients. And they also have great options for new patients too. At Low T Center, they make it quick and easy to take care of your health. Most health insurance is accepted. They'll even help verify it for you. And just a reminder, if you're feeling bad, have a fever, or travel to high-risk areas, please stay home. If you'd like to learn more about getting a comprehensive health assessment, be sure to call 865-392-1388. That's 865-392-1388. Or you can schedule an appointment online at lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Call at 865-59.
You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Home, remind yourself, nobody built like you design yourself.
Attaboy.
SwainEvent.com. It is time for Attaboy here on the Swain Event, where we highlight positivity and highlight feel-good stories. This might be a little different today, though. Maybe a little bit different than what you're used to. Because this is about idea of standing up to a bully. And I'm not saying like a bully who physically takes your lunch money and beats you up and stuff like that. I mean someone that pretty much gets their way all the time based on their status and the power that they have. And this will be a little bit different, but I'm giving an attaboy to Horace Grant, former Chicago Bulls player who defended himself. He defended himself. Am I a big Michael Jordan fan? Absolutely. His play on the court. He stands for greatness. Big fan of Michael Jordan. Has Michael Jordan done everything right? No. Has there been things I have disagreed with Michael Jordan on? Absolutely. But during the documentary, Michael Jordan mentioned that Horace Grant was the one talking to media members, divulging information when a media member wrote a book about the Bulls and had some not so nice things to say. And Michael Jordan just came out and said, yeah, that Horace Grant was the one doing all the talking. Well, Horace Grant defended himself on Camping Company at ESPN 1000 yesterday or day before yesterday, and whoo, he went off. And I want to give him an attaboy, because if you say anything publicly bad about Michael Jordan, he will cut you off now. Him and Charles Barkley have not been friends for years. The reason why is because Charles Barkley, while working as an analyst, has some critical things to say about Michael Jordan's time as an owner there with the Charlotte Bobcats, now Hornets, and criticized him as an owner. And Michael Jordan did not like it and has not talked to him since. And so, and they were friends before, but Horace Grant said the doc, also said 90% of the doc was BS in terms of realness of it. And he went after Michael Jordan to defend himself and defend his name. And I'm giving him an attaboy for that. I really am. He says, lie, lie, lie. If MJ had a grudge with me, let's settle this like men. Let's talk about it. Or we can settle it another way. Oh, boy. I don't know what that means. But yet, and still, he goes out and put out this lie that I was the source behind the book. Sam and I have been good friends. Sam is the author, by the way. We're still good friends. But the sanctity of the locker room, I would never put anything personal out there. The mere fact that Sam Smith was an investigative reporter, that he had to have two sources, to write a book, I guess. Why would Michael Jordan just point me out? It's only a grudge, man. I'm telling you. It was only a grudge. And I think he proved that during the so-called documentary. If you say something about him, he's going to cut you off. He's going to try to destroy your character. Charles Barkley, they've been friends for 20, 30 years. And he said something about Michael Jordan's management of the Bobcats or the Hornets, and then they haven't spoken since. And my point is, he says that I was a snitch, but yet, and still after 35 years, he brings up his rookie year going into one of his teammates' rooms, seeing coke, weed, women. My point is, why in the blank did he want to bring that up? What that got to do with anything? I mean, if you want to call someone a snitch, that's a damn snitch right there. So, attaboy to Horace Grant for defending himself. Giving him attaboy, Ben. We have hour 2 coming up around the corner. Touchdown turnover. If you have an attaboy, please share that with us in hour number 2. 865-255-03 is our telephone number here to the Swain event. And hope you're having a great morning so far. 2 minutes until the top of the hour right here on the show. Ben McKee, Jason Swain, touchdown turnover is coming up next.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. The next thing you know, you're being arrested for DUI. Be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call DUI and criminal defense attorney Marcos Garza. Put this number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty, say Garza. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
Touchdown or turnover is up next on the Swain event.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union has helped people save money for almost 80 years. Whether it's free checking, financing a vehicle, or purchasing that new home, Alcoa 10 is here to help you. Better rates, better service. Check them out at atfcu.com.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Member NCUA.
Touchdown or Turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Touchdown or Turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. Better rates and better service. ATSCU.com. Ben McKee, Jason Swain, and Ben, right quick, man. I want you to share your attaboy. It's a really good attaboy. Actually, it's an attagirl, and then we'll knock out touchdown or turnover. It's a really, really good one.
Yeah, my attagirl goes to Debbie Antonelli, the ESPN and CBS basketball analyst. She spent the weekend hosting the 24 hours nothing but net free throw shooting marathon for Special Olympics. Starting Saturday at noon, Antonelli began knocking down free throws to raise money for Special Olympics. The 24 hours nothing but net free throw shooting marathon raised $101,000 for Special Olympics. Antonelli's son, Frankie, is a Clemson senior and a Special Olympics athlete. Normally, this event would be held in an arena, but due to COVID-19, Antonelli held this event in the driveway of her home in the Charleston area. So, very, very cool idea from basketball analyst Debbie Antonelli. And if you've seen the video, I mean, she's just out in her driveway 24 straight hours at the top of every hour shooting free throws. Very, very cool. Raised over $100,000 for Special Olympics. So my attagirl goes to Debbie Antonelli.
You think you can make 100 free throws in an hour?
Yes, in an hour, absolutely. I could do it in 30 minutes.
Really?
I mean, how many free throws do you think you're shooting per minute?
Well, it depends on if you have like a ball return. I mean, if you don't have a ball return, then that
which
means,
she did.
Yeah, it means you had to go and get your own ball. I think you can make 130 minutes.
You see my shot. It's not totally broke.
No, you can make 130 minutes. I think you can do this too. Yeah, I think you can do it. That's pretty cool though. That's a pretty cool idea and pretty cool concept right there. We might need to take that. I think somebody in Tennessee need to take that and do it too. That'd be a cool way to raise some money. We need to get Chris Lofton to make 100 threes in 5 minutes. He can do it.
I bet he could.
He can do it, man. He'll go 100 for 100 and to raise money somewhere. Oh, man. 865-255-03 is our telephone number to the Swain Event Hotline this morning. Touchdown turnover. We talked a little bit about Mississippi State losing a rising sophomore DB to the transfer portal. Do you think that Mississippi State will lose another player to the transfer portal before the season starts? So touchdown turnover, Mississippi State will lose another player to the transfer portal.
I say touchdown, and I don't know if it's any indication of how Mike Leach is beginning his time there at Mississippi State. But with any new head coach, I think it's reasonable to expect anywhere from 6 to 10 transfers from the time they sign, typically in December, and they being the head coach, from the time the head coach signs on to be the head coach in December or so, to the season opener. I think Jeremy Pruitt was just a rare situation of very few attrition. I mean, he only had maybe one or two, and I don't even remember the guys that transferred after he got the job. I mean, it was so few.
What was the safety from Tennessee that picked between Tennessee, Florida State? He
was it not NC State? Stephen Griffin?
No. This player went to let me see, 2000. I think it's part of 2017 class. Let's see, or 16 class. But he is from here. He played DB, moved to receiver, and then transferred. Who was that?
I don't know.
It's so bad that we forget about players when they leave. Maybe it's just me, but I'll come up with his name.
Clearly, I can't remember either.
Golly, man. I'll find it here in a second.
But it was rare for Jeremy Pruitt not to have the attrition that he ended up having.
Correct. He didn't have a ton.
At all. I mean, he barely had any. I mean, guys wanted to at least play.
Malik Gray.
Malik Gray.
Yeah, Malik Gray. Remember, he went
to JUCO.
Yeah, he was a top 100 player. Mm-hmm. He was a 10th safety in the country, and he was a high 4-star. And he picked Tennessee over Florida State, and that was 17 class. They included Trey Smith and Ty Chandler.
He is currently a wide receiver at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College.
Yeah, so they moved him from safety to receiver. And I don't know if you remember, but fall camp.
Oh, I remember.
I came in because you know how we are. We all look at the freshmen like, all right, which freshman's gonna impact early. And so think about it. The top 3 or 4 freshmen in this class was Ty Chandler, Trey Smith, Malik Gray, Eric Crosby. And I remember going to practice and watching DBs, and I was like, dude, Eric Gray is not a DB.
Malik Gray.
What did I say, Eric Gray?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Malik Gray is not a DB. I was like,
too slow.
He's not going to be a DB. He either will play linebacker or another position. And I remember we had him on the show during that signing day, and there were some talks about him playing corner. He mentioned playing corner. I remember that. And when I went to go watch him in practice, I told myself, yeah, I don't think he's going to play corner here or play DB just because I didn't think he was too slow. What I said was his hips were not fluid. Like he was a little bit stiff in his turns and changing directions and things like that. And I just didn't think he would finish out at safety. Well, he moved to wide receiver. And I thought he transferred because he was moved to wide receiver and he felt like he was a DB. Well, to see him a wide receiver at JUCO now, and it looks like he'll be playing wide receiver when he goes to his next school, it's like, well, maybe he left just because he knew he wouldn't play, or maybe he left because he got changed to a different position, but then he realized once he was already gone that that's the position that he should have been at the whole time. I don't know, but yeah, that's one of the transfers under Pruitt.
Right, one of the few. I guess Markwell Osborne also transferred after year one.
Yeah, I mean
he was a grad transfer to Charlotte this past season.
Yeah, he wasn't going to play. Ignat transferred.
Yep, Terrell Bailey transferred. He's still in the transfer portal.
Yeah, so.
But I think another transfer will leave Mississippi State because it seems like those football players are truly trying to adapt to Mike Leach and his football program. And I just think it's natural to have attrition. So I say touchdown.
Yeah. I think it's more likely than not that Mississippi State will have another transfer. Again, the players just don't have the time to spend with Mike Leach to develop their relationship. Now, there's a vote that's going to be taken, and players may come back June 1st or June 15th, or July 1st. Now, I think once you start getting to July, okay, now you may be losing some valuable time. But June 15th, you should be okay. You should be all right. But Mike Leach has lost that valuable time. Lane Kiffin, I did find the tweet that I was talking about. Someone on the text box mentioned that Lane Kiffin commented on the whole joke. It's a joke that this fake coach, Gus Duggerton, was hired by Tennessee football. Tennessee football in on the joke. They had an edit of the picture of Coach Foreman Pruitt holding up the Tennessee jersey at the press conference. They photoshopped Pruitt's face and put this fake character in the place of Pruitt. So it's a running joke. But Lane Kiffin made a funny comment about it, and he simply said that don't leave after year one. They don't take that very well. Giving some advice to Coach Duggerton.
Now, Coach Duggerton did commit to at least 2 years at Tennessee unless the Wisconsin job opened. So we will have to keep our eyes open for the Wisconsin job. Hopefully that does not become open. But he did commit to 2 years at minimum in Knoxville. And I tell you, Swain, I think he's going to bring a national championship to the program. I think he is going to bring number 7 to Knoxville.
I'm not ready to joke around about that, though.
What else do you have to talk about?
I'm still sensitive about the coaching search 2 years ago. I'm still sensitive, man. I'm still sensitive. John Gruden embarrassing Tennessee, playing games, the Shiano stuff. I'm not ready to joke around yet. I'm trying to win with Pruitt yet. First. I'm not ready, man. I'm not ready. We're still in rebuilding phase. I know things are good on the recruiting trail. I just want to win some more in 2020. I want to make a run at Atlanta. Then I could take a deep breath and make some jokes about the coaching situation in Tennessee. I'm not ready yet. I'm still a little triggered, man. Still got a little PTSD going on. 865-255-03 is our telephone number. Tremel from chat says, okay, Ben, you got that jumper. My shot super broke, though. This is what Tremel. Yeah, but Ben can hit some free throws. He can do that. No doubt about it.
I can definitely hit 100 in an hour. I think I could hit 100 in 30 minutes.
I think you could, too.
I know I could do 100 in an hour.
Yeah, I think you could, too.
That's cash money.
For sure.
Easy money.
Yeah. I'm with you, Ben. I think you can, man. 865-255-03. Be right back.
Taking guesses. The Swain event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy.
Voted Best Barbecue in City View Magazine and a top 100 barbecue restaurant in the country, Dead End is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering and local delivery with Valet Gourmet. That's right, you can have Dead End brought to you. Can't think of the spread for your next event? Get Dead End to cater it. Check them out online, deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
While the players are gearing up for the gridiron, it's time for you to get geared up at Alumni Hall. Find the best selection of Nike, Nike Golf, Peter Millar, and all those retro logos you love. And the 2 for $28 t-shirt deal? Game changer. And don't forget about the rest of your game day crew. There are plenty of options for the entire family and to upgrade that tailgate. Shop now at one of their 6 convenient locations in Tennessee or 24/7 at alumnihall.com. It's football time in Tennessee.
Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. And guess what's hotter than Tennessee recruiting? That's right, the local real estate market. Things are still moving and shaking, so when you're ready to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, give me a call. Jennifer Morris at 865-257-7897 or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. And go Vols!
If you aren't following the Swain event on Twitter, then are you even on Twitter? Hit that follow button. It's the right thing to do.
Going to the text box this morning. Chip Payne says, do you buy that LeBron was considering in 2011 playing football with the Dallas Cowboys during talks of an NBA lockout? Like he was just going to casually stroll into urban Texas and play professional football. Stop it. Do I buy that he was considering it? Yeah, I do buy it. But I don't buy that he was seriously considering, like, starting to train for football and actually do it. I think it's the reason why he picked basketball over football. Remember, LeBron was a top 100 player in football, too, there in Ohio. He's one of the top-rated wide receivers in the 2003 class before he decided to play just basketball.
Was he ranked higher than you?
No, I don't think he was even ranked at that point. Like he wasn't because he was playing basketball. I think he stopped playing football at that point. But like I have a USA Today article that goes around the top 50 players, and it goes around each state and lists the top 3 or 4 from each state. And LeBron is mentioned in Ohio. I remember because they had like Dante Whitner from Ohio that went to Ohio State, played for I think he played for the Bills or someone like that. Big hitter. But he was at the U.S. Army All-American game with me on the East team. But, like, LeBron could have been a professional football player. He would have been like Calvin Johnson. Honestly, he would have been just like him. But he picked the right sport. You know, he's still playing after 16, 17 years, it seems like. 2003, yeah, 16, 17 years.
I buy it. I think
I buy
LeBron,
it. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
LeBron came out and said that. I mean, he started training as if he were going to be a football player. So, I buy it.
Yeah, I remember in 2000 and I want to say it was 9. Maybe wifey can correct me. But for a minute, I was like, I'm going to play football. I'm going to return. Because, I had Hefney was in the CFL. And he was with Winnipeg. And Hefney was trying to get me to come play up there. He said, man, come on. And I was like, all right. So 2009, like, I started training a little bit. Like a little bit. But
just a little bit.
Like, I wasn't full-blown training. I mean, I started training a little bit. So, like, we were talking about, okay, how much was he considering it? Yeah, I mean, he was considered to train a little bit, I guess, or train, start training a lot, whatever. But, like, how much? I guess I guess it's pretty serious, is Jerry Jones sent him a contract. But we know Jerry Jones, like, he's a showman.
Mm-hmm.
So how serious did it get? Like, how far down the road did they get where LeBron's going to play football? I just don't see it, man. I don't think he seriously considered it to the point like he was really going to do it.
It's something that I wish we could have seen, though.
Oh,
like
yeah.
In an alternate world, I would love to see LeBron play wide receiver for somebody in the NFL. I do think he could make the jump. Just playing one football season, maybe not now because he's older, but in his prime, late 20s, I think he could have made the jump. You give him an off season to train like a football player, I think he would have translated perfectly fine.
I agree. Listen, Michael Jordan can go from basketball to baseball, hit over 200. Then
LeBron can go catch 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, he can go play wide receiver.
Throw him a fade.
I mean, we've seen guys that didn't play football in college, play basketball, and then just go out and show up on the football field and just go be a starter and dominate. We've seen, Jimmy Graham do it. We've seen Antonio Gates do it. We've seen guys do it. So, yeah, I mean, I think LeBron would be able to execute that for sure.
Here's the what I want to hear your thoughts on the pizza incident with Michael Jordan. Are you buying Michael's story?
During the documentary, him, Michael Jordan's friend, and his trainer, like, all had this story that Jordan was really, really hungry late at night before game, and everything was closed, and they found this one pizza place, and they ordered the pizza, and 5 guys brought it to the hotel, and he ate the whole pizza by himself anyway. I just thought that was a little weird, like, that he would eat a whole pizza by himself after 5 guys bringing it. But I guess I understand, like, he's Jordan, so of course, so people would want to come and see him and get an autograph or whatever. And how sick he was during that game, and then how in 2 days, he was fine. Like, I don't know if the flu runs through you that fast. Like, it hit him hard. Like, it came out of nowhere, hit him hard, and then went away. Only food poisoning can do that, man. Not the flu. From my experience. So I know that someone has come out and said that was a BS story because they said they personally delivered the pizza themselves, and they were big Jordan fans. It's just hard for me to believe that Jordan didn't have the food poisoning that incident. I'm not saying the story is true or not. I'm just saying from my personal experience, food poisoning hits you hard, and then boom, it goes away.
Now, what about your personal experiences from being hungover?
I have never been hungover that much to where I look like Jordan. I mean, I'm thinking about, like, Saturdays after a football game, getting it in earlier in my career. Well, early in my career, but still over the age of 21. Whatever. I can't make up these lies.
That math doesn't add up. Swain.
Yeah, I know. I can't keep up these lies. Anyways, and then that Sunday having a workout. So there's an option that we had that you had to get 2 workouts in before Wednesday. And so you had Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. You had 3 days to get 2. And so some guys will go ahead and get that Sunday in and get it out of the way. So you're not forced to do Tuesday, Wednesday, or Monday, Tuesday, or whatever. You just get that out the way. So actually you have 4 days to do 2, sorry. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But there's times I went in on a Sunday after going out on a Saturday, and I wasn't, like, dead like Jordan was. So it's hard for me to believe that he was hungover. Bro, he was half dead.
I just don't know what to believe because I don't believe the story that they told.
It was too perfect
on the documentary.
It was too perfect, but I mean, I guess they had a lot of time to corroborate the story if it wasn't accurate.
And also, he's already been lying to us about the flu game our entire life, when in reality it was just food poisoning.
Yeah, what? Yeah, wifey brought up a good point. Was he lying or just not commenting? He just wasn't commenting. Remember, he's closed. He doesn't talk about. He's not easily accessible like some of the greats. Magic Johnson's always on ESPN. Always. Isaiah Thomas is always, on ESPN. Jordan, he don't talk.
But surely he's been interviewed since then and asked about it.
No, I mean, where has he been interviewed to talk about it? In a documentary.
I've seen interviews with him with ESPN over the years. They're rare, but
he's never addressed
happened.
it. But he's never addressed it. No one has ever asked him.
That's surprising.
Yeah, so I mean, he hasn't brought it up, so he wasn't lying. That's just the way it hit him in that game, and then the next game he was like, okay, yo, the flu hit you for a couple days. Food poisoning, I remember you saying you never had it before. I've had it. And I thought that I need to go ahead and tell wifey, just, hey, tell the kids I love them. Tell them I'll always love them. I want you to bury me in my white suit that I wore on a Vol walk. Hey, I want the shades. Hey, I want you to spread my ashes on, right here next to Neyland Stadium. Tell them I love them. I'll always be with y'all. I thought it was over. I thought it was over, Ben. I thought it was over, man. It was coming out of both ends, man. The basement and the attic. I was hurting. So yeah,
that crawl space got cleaned out.
Man, yeah, man. The basement, woo. But after it was over, I was good. Like I was good the next day. But that 24-hour period, whew, Jesus, here I come. Hope you got some dad in up there. Like I was on that, man, for real. I was for real. Take all my Jordans. You can put them on eBay. Take that money.
Give them to Ben.
You don't wear my size.
Yes, I do.
You gotta put toilet paper in your shoes to fit mine.
No, we've already had this discussion.
No. But yeah, food poisoning is a different animal, in my personal opinion and experience from the flu. So I don't really know what to believe, to be honest, man. I don't.
Yeah, I don't either. I do know I absolutely loved that documentary, but it was also a Michael Jordan fluff documentary.
It was about Jordan, yeah, of course.
Well, it was about the Bulls with a primary focus on Michael Jordan. I've heard
that was a Michael Jordan documentary. It was about Michael Jordan.
Then how come the kids weren't involved? How come there was no interviews about him being the president or the owner of the Hornets? There is nothing post Bulls. There's nothing about the Wizards. I listened to the interview with the director, and he said that it was his goal to make it a documentary about the Bulls' last dance with a primary focus on Michael Jordan, which is why there was no video or no footage or scenes from the Wizards, from the Hornets, about his family.
Correct. Primary focus.
Yes.
So you said primary focus. I'm saying it was about Michael Jordan. It primarily about him. I mean, it wasn't. They didn't talk to other like Michael Jordan got 75% of the camera time. Mm-hmm. It didn't show how, according to Horace Grant, how Michael Jordan would say things, but teammates would push back. Like Horace Grant said in the interview, they didn't show the footage when Jordan said, "Oh, you can't have anything to eat. You had a bad night," to the flight attendant, and Horace Grant popped back. They didn't show that. Why not? Like, why didn't show all that stuff? So, like, my wife and I had a conversation. Like, he was married. Why not highlight the ex-wife, that probably would have been weird. And, the kids more. We saw the kids at the end. But, yeah, it was about the Bulls. But really it was about Jordan.
Yeah.
What does the 92 Olympics got to do with The Last Dance?
Nothing.
Exactly. That was about Jordan. Him doing Space Jam. What does that have to do with the 98 season? Nothing. So that documentary to me was about Michael Jordan.
Yes, but it was also a fluff piece, though, because Michael Jordan had final say in what was broadcasted.
Absolutely.
And a typical documentary does show events from all angles, such as what you just mentioned, comments from the ex-wife, or maybe in Michael Jordan's case, associates from with who he gambled with, things of that nature.
They did talk to one. They did talk to the one guy from that did golfing with him. Mm-hmm. But I mean, what you gonna do? Either you agree to get Michael Jordan on with his rules, or no Michael Jordan at all.
Yep.
I mean, Peyton's
essentially
the same way.
That's what the director said.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what the director said, that he didn't want to push particular areas because at the end of the day he was getting some of Michael Jordan, so he was willing to sacrifice other areas.
Yeah. Dude, Peyton Manning is the same way. Notice the one person that would get all the Peyton Manning news. It was Chris Mortensen. Kind of like Michael Jordan would only basically talk to Amar Rashad during that time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, Peyton controls the narrative. Period. You want to talk to Peyton? It's under his rules because he has an image. So, yeah. But going back to the food poisoning thing, if anyone has had food poisoning, please share some perspective and compare that to the flu. If you've had the flu too, I just feel like food poisoning comes in, it wrecks you for 24 hours and it leaves. It's kind of like Lane Kiffin. He comes in, wrecks you for 24 hours and leaves. Oh man. I mean, I can joke about that. Lane joked about it, so whatever.
That's your boy. You can pull that joke off.
Exactly, man. When you're friends and when you're boys, you can make that joke. 865-255-03. Be right back.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
At Hiller, we care about your family's comfort all year long. If you get caught without air conditioning this summer, we're offering a free service call with any repair. That's a free service call when we do the work on your HVAC system. Visit happyhiller.com to schedule your appointment today.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
Do you want a custom themed tumbler or bottle to show off your team spirit every day of the week? Well, look no further than Game Time Sidekicks. Every design has you, the fan, in mind. Their tumblers and bottles are double-walled, vacuum-insulated stainless steel, and their quality is second to none in the market. From stainless steel sippy cups to tumblers and sports bottles, Game Time Sidekicks offers something for the fan of all ages to rep their team with. They have many different logo options, so fans will have something they are proud to carry around all the time. Use promo code SWAIN at checkout to get 20% off of your entire purchase at GameTimeSidekicks.com. They also offer $5 flat rate shipping. Be sure to check out the Game Time Workshop on the website and customize your tumbler to make it one of a kind with things like your nickname, number, or initials. Game Time Sidekicks. Show your colors and carry your team. If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400.
Craving flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at your local grocery store. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gluten-free select varieties like the cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy small-town flavor in every bite. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Got that bass bumping here in the Swain event this morning. I can see Ben riding down the street listening to this, man. Sunglasses on, Bama license plate, 865-255-03.
You think you're slick with the Bama license plate, but also have Tennessee. I also have a Tennessee license plate, actually.
So you got two?
I do. I've got the Alabama license plate, and then I've got the Tennessee one that goes around it. That says Tennessee alumni.
Yeah, all right. All right, whatever. Let's get to Rodney. Rodney, good morning.
Oh, Rodney.
Rodney, good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. What's going on, brother?
Oh, man, all right. I'm calling about that food slash food poisoning.
You've had both?
I've had both, and I'm calling. I don't know what Mike had, but he didn't have them two.
He didn't?
So who you know? He didn't have both of them, man. He didn't have neither one of them. He neither had neither one of them.
You thought he was hungover?
Like I said, I don't know what he had, but I know he ain't had no food poisoning and running around jumping. No, and he ate a whole piece of flag. You can have food poisoning off one bite and you down, calling Jesus. I know they call him Black Jesus, but he ain't had no food poisoning.
Maybe his
if he had the flu, and the flu put you down for like 2 or 3 days.
That's what I'm saying. There's no way he had the flu, but I mean, think about food poisoning. He could have had an empty tank, if you get what I'm saying, by the time he arrived at the arena. He probably didn't have anything to let loose of at that time.
Right, because, I kept looking at the documentary, and I kept looking for brown spots where it's short.
That's only Florida football players that do that.
And Paul Pierce.
I'm like, there's no way, man.
Jordan having skid marks.
No, man, that was the flu or the food poisoning. I don't know what Mike got into that night.
I don't know, man. I don't know what he got either, man.
Yeah, but I'm gonna hang up and listen.
All right, see you, Rodney.
Yeah.
Rodney must be going through South Pittsburgh this morning.
I know. Rodney definitely can hit 100 free throws in 30 minutes. Rodney got a sweet shot, man. For sure. He can
even with that MCL tear?
You don't need an MCL for free throws. You good. Free throws are easy. Well, never mind. They're supposed to be easy. I'm having flashbacks about that Purdue game. Let me stop. All right, let's get to Neela Mafia. Neela Mafia, good morning.
Good morning, Swain.
Good morning, my friend.
My mind kind of works analytically. And I'm going to go back into Tiger King for just a minute and then expand that over on over into Michael Jordan.
Okay, I have not watched Tiger King, so I'm not going to know all the details, Neela Mafia.
I understand.
You got to hold my hand through this, okay?
You don't have to.
Okay.
All right. There's a lot of speculation that a woman killed her husband and fed him to the tiger.
Okay.
Now, that's kind of ridiculous on its face, so let's look at the other side of it. That man flew small planes without a license and had a history of not filing a flight plan, purportedly, even though he reported no income, to go to Costa Rica and pick up cars.
Okay.
And that was how he made his living.
Okay.
Swain, there is no market in the United States for a Costa Rican car. I've never even seen one, nor heard of one.
I thought that's what the Bama. I thought that was what the Bama recruits were getting.
But what there is a big market for low-flying planes without a flight plan in Costa Rica is literally right across the Panama Canal, and that's a country called Colombia.
Huh.
And they have this thing, a kind of white powder,
Huh.
that's apparently a big deal in the United States.
Did Tammy tell you this?
And people who have a history of trading in this sometimes meet with violent ends
Okay.
and just disappear. So I ask you, which is more likely, that a woman with no criminal record chopped her husband up and fed him to tigers, or he got whacked in a dope deal? Now, I'm just asking. So if you look at that and you say, okay, food poisoning leaves you a mud butt and cramping so bad you can't even uncurl, much less run. Or the flu, which lasts 3-4 days, and they wouldn't even have let you into the arena to keep you from contaminating the entire team and losing the entire series. Or Mike's sitting around like, what if I called a reporter, told him I wasn't feeling good, showed up looking bad and down, and then came up in the second half like Superman, like I threw off my cape? How much would that expand my mystique?
So you think it's more likely that he did that than food poisoning or the flu? He had 38 in that game.
Or being hungover.
I just don't think he was hungover, man. What do you...
Dude, I don't think he was hungover.
Yeah.
I don't think he had food poisoning. I don't think he had flu.
Because you can...
The most likely thing is Michael Jordan was bored and like, man, what else could I do? I could do like a Willis Reed New York Knicks type thing where I was like sick, and then all of a sudden late in the game I went off and we won. He's arrogant enough to think he can do that, and he's good enough to do it.
Neil Mafia, we've never met before, but I'm just going to assume that you've been hungover before.
A time or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been through that too. You recover by like noon, 1-2 o'clock. I mean, run into the last evening. I mean, the next evening. And look like that. That's hard for me to believe that he was hungover.
Michael is known for pregame activities, though.
He was smoking a cigar, though. I thought that was weird that he smoked some cigars, but like to be that bad off of alcohol, I just don't believe that. Neil Mafia might be onto something, though.
I mean, the man would close his eyes while shooting free throws.
He would.
He would talk more trash than any human being on the planet. Why would he not be like, man, I'm going to do a Superman thing today?
I think it's more likely. You might be right. It's more likely he did that than play basketball 38 minutes with mud butt.
Y'all were just talking about he never was interviewed about it. Never, and you were like, he never did talk. Why would he? He made it up. The less he talks about it, I mean, what happened as soon as he started talking about it? Oh, I was hungover. Oh, 5 dudes came and food poisoned me. None of it made any sense.
Yeah.
So as long as he stayed quiet, he was a hero in that game. He was Superman, and that was just his legend, his legacy. And he was good enough to do it and arrogant enough to even think about it.
But Michael Jordan's the greatest. I mean, we couldn't do that. I can't make it through a segment with mud butt. And Michael Jordan dropped 38 points in a finals game.
Yeah. I have had food poisoning. No, it doesn't work like that.
No, I know that's weird, man. We've taken some real short breaks, on this program for that reason. But Michael Jordan dropping 38 points, wow. I like it, Neil Mafia. I think you brought up a good point.
Good morning.
See you, man. CH Vol, love the show. Been listening every day for years. Thank you so much, CH Vol. Chip Payne said, who is in the booth with you? DJ Magic Mike. The bass is booming. That's Mrs. Swain. VFL 16 says food poisoning doesn't set in after a few hours. He was hungover. Like, what can you drink to look like that, though? Voltrain 44 said there is definitely a difference between the flu and food poisoning. I've had both, and that food poisoning will have you singing the upper room. And Adam says, I had food poisoning, and if you ever seen the movie Alien, I felt like a little baby alien was trying to come out of my stomach. It is the worst. Correct. Vol in Gator Country says, oh my God, Swain, food poisoning in Hawaii a few years ago. Worst 24-hour period ever. Felt bad for the maids at the hotel. Left a hefty tip for sure. Probably, I don't think you left. 90s Vol says, I ate a hot dog on Bourbon Street. The next day I told my family I was dying and I had no regrets. Terrell says, I thought it was all over. LOL. My wife said I'm the biggest baby when I'm sick. I don't get sick often, but when I do get sick, I think the world's about to end.
You got the man flu.
Man, yeah, I don't get sick often, man. I'm kind of weird. Like like yesterday, I was gardening yesterday while I was raining. Any person normal will probably be sick today. I just don't get sick that much. But when I do, woo, it's over. It's over. Call the funeral home. Tell them I'm on the way. Neil Mafia just gave the craziest pothead comparison I've ever heard. He brought Tiger King and Michael Jordan into one question. It's Vol in Birmingham. TK says, I'm not a fan of that take from Neil Mafia. Saying that Carol Baskin didn't kill her husband and saying Derek Dooley is better than Sam Pittman at recruiting offensive linemen. Donovan, Kentucky says Mexican tequila will do it. That'd be an idea for a Cinco next year. 865-255-03. It's time for what? When we come back from the break. In my notes, I do have that Junior Colson, Ravenwood linebacker, put out on his Twitter account that he's going to be committing May the 24th. What day is the 24th, Ben? That is a Sunday. So
This Sunday,
Junior Colston there at Ravenwood High School in Tennessee. You've been wanting to know, okay, where's the Tennessee commits? Maybe Tennessee gets one on Sunday.
we've been so deprived.
In-state commits. Excuse me. For what is coming up next here on the Swain Event, stay with us.
For what is coming up on the Swain Event.
B-Dry is celebrating 60 years of protecting homes across the U.S. They are the basement and crawl space experts. There has been historic rainfall in East Tennessee recently. If you are experiencing wet foundation walls, puddles on your floor, or water where your floor and wall meet, then you should call B-Dry. They have over 500,000 customers nationwide. B-Dry gives free estimates for all homeowners, financing is available, and if you mention the Swain Event, B-Dry will give you $500 off a full perimeter basement waterproofing solution. Wet basement? Better call B-Dry, 865-588-0454 or online at bdry.com.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the Big Orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400.
There are articles and news stories that you read about the things that people do. And when you're reading those and you start to shake your head, you start to scratch your head a little bit. You get confused. You don't understand why. You start to ask questions. But really, there's only one question that matters. What is that question, you may ask?
For what?
All right, it's time for what here on the show. And let me get on over there to Ben for what today. Ben, what you got, Ben?
I am giving a for what to the governor of Pittsburgh because he is unhappy that Ben Roethlisberger went for a haircut during the coronavirus pandemic. During his briefing on Tuesday, Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf criticized Roethlisberger's recent trip to the barbershop in Sewickley, Pennsylvania to get his haircut and beard trimmed following a workout with his Pittsburgh Steelers teammates. Many counties, including the one in which Roethlisberger received his haircut, are in the yellow phase of reopening, which does not include barbershops and hair salons. Those establishments will be permitted to reopen once counties have moved to the green phase during the coronavirus pandemic. My for what is because why are you mad at Big Ben? Shouldn't you be mad at the barbershop for allowing Big Ben to get his haircut? And also, Big Ben was the only person getting his haircut. So it's not like they were secretly opened and just housing customers left and right. So I'm giving the
Did they
Pennsylvania
cut anybody else's
what?
hair except for Ben's?
No.
I mean, technically they were secretly open though.
Say that again. I can barely hear you.
I said technically they were secretly open though. If Ben's the only person that got a haircut.
Yeah, but it was like if Mrs. Swain cut your hair in the bathroom. They weren't open for business. They're hooking a friend up. It would be like if Dead End was closed and George was like, "Hey, Swain, I just cooked up some ribs. You want some?" And you went over, and he gave you a slab of ribs.
Okay, I understand, but this is what people need to understand. Big Ben lives by different rules. It's just simple as that. When you are the starting quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers, you're a two-time Super Bowl champion. You live by different rules. That's just simple as that. When I saw the article, and I saw it yesterday, that's the first thing that came to mind. I was like, "Yo, this is a pretty normal thing that happens. This is no different than someone going in the back door of a restaurant, being seated in private seating, VIP seating, being kind of hidden away from everyone else. You get special treatment because of who you are. This is no different right here. Big Ben. I'm glad he cut his beard though. I'm glad he cut his beard. I'm glad he's throwing with the wide receivers. I'm glad. But
he was looking like a Yeti. I'm glad he did too.
Yeah, man. Oh boy. People will take Big Ben's side on this one 10 times out of 10. You know, the quarterback is more popular than the governor in most states, for sure.
Yes.
Especially
maybe not
in the football
in the state of
state.
Tennessee at the moment, but
yes, well, not right now, but especially a football state like Pennsylvania.
Josh Dobbs was more popular than the governor during Dobbs' playing time, especially his junior and senior season.
That is correct.
I just don't understand going out of your way in a briefing to call out Ben Roethlisberger.
don't know, man. I think it's for what worthy. Cashville Vol on text box says that Colson is all Michigan. Junior Colson from Ravenwood
That's what
Hospital.
it seems like.
All Michigan. You know what? Kudos to Harbaugh. Kudos. You know, I think of the last 2 or 3 years, this would be a good time for Harbaugh to feel like he's paid back Tennessee after Harrison Bailey, after Aubrey Solomon, after Eric Gray. Tennessee's already second best class in the country according to the rankings. We don't mind letting you have one player from Tennessee this year. Make you feel better. So if that were to happen, you know, here. I mean, we do have Aaron Willis and Terrence Lewis already committed at linebacker. So I mean,
Terrence with an E.
Terrence with an E. Don't forget the E. So there you go, Harbaugh. If Colson does go to Michigan. But you know there's going to be some fans, oh my gosh, we're losing players out of the state. we can't secure our borders. We're losing players from the state of Tennessee. What's going on? I can't wait to hear that. Because we will hear it.
You know it will happen. This is a player that Tennessee truly wanted, so you can't kind of throw in the comment that, hey, Tennessee didn't give him a committable offer or Tennessee didn't want him. Well, they really did want him.
You're not going to get everybody.
It's also a long way to signing day, so who knows? Maybe it turns out to be like an Eric Gray situation.
Yeah.
Eric Gray was committed to Michigan for a long time, and Eric Gray was further away from Knoxville than Junior Colson is.
Correct. Joe Wag says that he got food poisoning from a sub establishment. He says, worst experience. Thought my roommates would find my soiled body next to the toilet. Vol Guy 78 says MJ had that bad dog 2020 before the game. Joe in Augusta says cutting Swain's hair, that's not really a style. It's like my hair. Is there anything left up there? Yes. Keep cutting. How do you mess that up? Yeah. It's literally the easiest thing that I do is cut my own hair. It's so easy. Takes less than 5 minutes to do. I've done it actually right here on live radio before. Right in the studio. That easy. Volin Birmingham says if we get Munden, linebacker out of Georgia, I think we will be all right losing Colson. Yeah. Yes. I don't know if we're going to get Munden out of Georgia, but already Tennessee is okay. Already. And that's how it is at Tennessee. It's always been that way. The good Tennessee teams, you have a good amount of your players outside the state. Tennessee recruits nationally. It's always been that way, and it's not going to change. There's going to be up years and down years as far as talent in the state. If Colson wants to go to Michigan, then I congratulate him. It's another student athlete getting his education paid for. Michigan has a great education. I know because I almost went there. 865-255-03. Hour 3 is coming up around the corner. Don't go anywhere. Be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
While the players are gearing up for the gridiron, it's time for you to get geared up at Alumni Hall. Find the best selection of Nike, Nike Golf, Peter Millar, and all of those retro logos you love. And the 2 for $28 t-shirt deal? Game changer. And don't forget about the rest of your game day crew. There are plenty of options for the entire family and to upgrade that tailgate. Shop now at one of their 6 convenient locations in Tennessee or 24/7 at alumnihall.com. It's football time in Tennessee.
Alcoa
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union has helped people save money for almost 80 years. Whether it's free checking, financing a vehicle, or purchasing that new home, Alcoa 10 is here to help you. Better rates, better service. Check them out at atfcu.com.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Member NCUA.
You're listening to the Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com.
Eight 255-03 is our telephone number here to the Swain event. So if you want to give us a call, you can do that. Got the text box going and rolling this morning. I want to take a look at Facebook Live comments here on the show. We got many people watching there on Facebook and commenting during the show. Ben McKee, Jason Swain here on the Swain event. Tennessee can be picky and choosy about who they add to this class. Picky and choosy. They're in a good spot. 22 commitments. Don't think that there's only 3 available spots. There's actually going to be some movement. And so Tennessee can be picky and choosy. They got a lot of momentum right now. A lot of momentum. Still got to get some big guys up front. Need some defensive linemen. Need some more edge rushers. I wouldn't mind bringing in another linebacker. I wouldn't mind bringing in another tight end. Checking out Facebook comments. Terry, good morning, Vol Nation. Justin says, who is this Coach Doug's? And so we explained that earlier in the show. Joke. David had a comment about Andy's call. I really hope Andy was kidding. I think Andy was.
He was not kidding. Yeah. He was being serious.
Yeah, Andy was critical of recruiting analysts because of the rankings right now, and it's just really unfair to judge the recruiting rankings right now because there are no events. There are no events. And this is when you can tell, okay, who really is the best. Iron sharpens iron. So if you have the number 1 receiver going up against the number 1 DB in camp and the DB is locking down number 1 receiver, chances are next time there's rankings, that DB is going to move up based on what he did against the number 1 receiver. There has not been any events on this side of the country. We had Austin Price on. Rivals were starting their camps there in the West Coast, and that's typically how it goes. My first year doing combines, my first combine was in Texas. My second combine was in L.A. because those are warm market states. And then as the season went along, March, April, then we started to move more east. And I remember doing a combine up in New York when it's supposed to be warm. Ooh, it was wet and cold. God, it was miserable. But a lot of events were canceled this year. And that's how the evaluators can see, okay, who really is the best out of the best. And so I just think it's really unfair to look at the rankings and be critical of the evaluators, especially this year.
And I've seen where an analyst, it might have been Steve Wiltfong himself, but one of 247's analysts who is in charge of the rankings, I've seen him say in writing that in a normal year, Caden Salter, Tennessee's 4-star quarterback commit from Texas, in a normal year, because of the opening and the camps throughout the summer circuit of 7-on-7, that he would have skyrocketed through the rankings and had a legitimate opportunity to finish as a much higher rated quarterback. But because of everything going on and the inability to go to camp and things of that nature, it's just they can't move him up or anybody else up just because there's nothing going on.
Yep.
So they're not disrespecting Caden Salter. There's just not an opportunity to move him up right now because there's not an opportunity to see him in person.
Ben, you have a message here on Facebook. Major Reese says, good morning, Ben.
Good morning.
Tony, good morning. Is there a possibility that Jordan is semi-lactose intolerant? If he had that much cheese, it would hold over to the next night. I would hope that at the age of 30-something that if you knew you was lactose, you wouldn't eat a whole pizza. I think at a young age you kind of realize what you can eat, what you can't eat. But who knows? Who knows? That's about it on here on Facebook Live. Let's see. Henry says, I was food poisoned in Savannah, Georgia. Real bad one time, but it only lasted 24 hours or less. So David says you look really uninterested. Ben, that's because I'm talking. That's why.
Probably because I'm looking at my phone, reading things off my phone.
Yeah.
And it looks like I'm not paying attention, but I promise I am.
Yeah, we all look like that sometimes. I'm looking stuff on my phone as well. So,
and the camera angle's above my computer, so it also looks like I'm not paying attention, but I'm looking at my computer.
Yeah. Ben's always paying attention.
I can multitask.
Yeah. Rocky Top Man says, do you guys think JG will show dual threat mode this year? Finally, same offense, coaches for the first time. No. Because he's not a dual threat quarterback. He's just not. God, I hate that. I hate that label.
You've been battling that for a couple of years now.
I hate that label. I hate that label, man. Because if you are a player that plays quarterback and you have questionable accuracy, I mean, very questionable accuracy, but you run really well, they will put you in the category of dual threat quarterback. But are you really a dual threat? Dual means two, right?
Yep.
You're not a dual threat. You're not a threat throwing a football. If you can't throw, is Mitchell Trubisky a dual threat quarterback?
No.
No. Why? Because he's not a threat throwing a football. I remember when the Bears played the Vikings, and their strategy was to make him play quarterback, which is the biggest slap in the face ever. But what the Vikings defensive player was saying was keep him in the pocket, make him be a pocket passer. What kind of crap is that?
Some stinky crap.
You're not a dual threat quarterback if you can't throw. You're just a single threat quarterback because all you can do is run. So what the hell is a dual threat quarterback even mean? Oh, I can't stand that label.
When I think of dual threat quarterback, I think of Lamar Jackson. I think of Russell Wilson.
Yes.
Cam Newton.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers.
He can't run.
I've seen him run for first downs many of times, Ben. Many of times. He is mobile in the pocket. He has ran for first downs. Dual threat.
I guess when I think of dual threat, I mean it's somebody who the offensive coordinator or whoever's calling plays calls up a quarterback designed run. They're not doing that for Aaron Rodgers.
What does that have to do with being a dual threat or not?
Because Aaron Rodgers can extend plays and pick up the first down.
That's a dual threat, Ben. It's a threat of running. He could run for first down. That's a threat.
I get what you are saying, but the intended definition of a dual threat quarterback is somebody with Michael Vick in mind. Somebody who
came up with that definition?
I don't know. Who came up with your definition?
Dual threat.
You did.
2 threats. A threat to run. If you can run and pick up a first down, how is that any different than a running back being able to go pick up a first down?
Someone as a threat to run as like a Mike Vick, Russell Wilson type. Like, again, somebody in which the play caller calls up a play for the quarterback to have a designed run. A Josh Dobbs type. Like, I agree with what you were saying about Aaron Rodgers. He can absolutely scramble and extend the play and pick up the first down if he needs to. But when Aaron Rodgers goes into the huddle, his intentions are not to run the football.
But what does that have to do with having the ability to do something? Your intentions and your ability don't have anything to do with each other. Aaron Rodgers can run for first down. Hey, I've seen him run for 30, 25 yards. Like, I've seen him do the same thing that Dak Prescott has been able to do in his last couple of years, in his first couple seasons as a quarterback. Aaron Rodgers done the same thing. He just doesn't execute design runs because he can throw so well, but he can beat you outside the pocket running the football. That is the definition of a dual threat quarterback. That's the problem. The dual threat quarterback definition is so wacky and so silly that a guy like Aaron Rodgers, who is truly a dual threat, doesn't get labeled as one because he doesn't get designed runs called for him. I don't understand that.
Well, that's always been my definition, and I think most people's definition in their head.
people,
Again, what you were saying about Aaron Rodgers is not wrong. I'm not disputing that. I've just always kind of chalked up Aaron Rodgers' ability to run as having good pocket presence and the ability to extend plays, kind of like Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger can do that, but he's not a dual-threat quarterback.
Ben Roethlisberger ain't doing what Aaron Rodgers is doing.
I've seen Ben Roethlisberger do exactly what you just described.
Bro, I've seen Aaron Rodgers run for 30 yards down the football field, 20 yards down the football field.
Big Ben do that.
Bro, Aaron Rodgers is way faster and agile than Big Ben.
Correct, but I've seen Big Ben do it.
Okay. Steve Young was a dual-threat quarterback. 49ers. He was a dual-threat quarterback before they started calling quarterbacks dual-threat. They started calling quarterbacks dual-threat to make them feel good because they couldn't throw. That's where this all started from. Recruiting rankings. Oh, this quarterback, he obviously can't throw like the other 25 quarterbacks we have ranked. Let's create this new category and make him number 1 dual-threat quarterback. But really, he's a 50th best quarterback or 35th best quarterback. But let's make this new subcategory of dual threat and make him the number 1 dual threat quarterback, which is silly. Just get rid of dual threat quarterback ranking and just throw him in with everybody else.
I'm fine with that. It was just like Caden Salter. I mean, he's being labeled as a dual threat quarterback, so everybody is going to think that he is going to come in and be the next Josh Dobbs or be able to run around like Mike Vick or something. But I mean, he's not a run-first quarterback. He's a pass-first quarterback who can extend plays and evade pressure if he needs to.
To answer the text box message, Jared is not a dual threat quarterback.
Correct.
Now, he can pick up a first down here and there, but he ain't breaking anybody's back. Like, he's not a true threat outside the pocket. There's not a defensive coordinator saying, hey, man, we can't let this guy break containment. He can't let him get outside the pocket because he could run for a first down. That is a dual threat quarterback. Emphasis on the word threat. Threat. You're threatening the defense with your legs and your arm. And there's a ton of quarterbacks, black and white, that are dual threat quarterbacks but are not labeled as one for some reason. Silly. So it's unfair to Jared to expect him to be someone that he was wrongfully labeled at the get-go. He was never a dual threat quarterback in college. That's not who he is. 865-255-03. Be right back.
of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Jason Swain here. If you're feeling tired and grumpy, it could be low T or something else like sleep apnea. Low T Center now provides an easy and convenient home sleep test shipped to your home in little as 2 days and receive a CPAP device in little as 4 days. It's never been faster or easier to get tested, and most health insurance is accepted. Now is a great time to take care of yourself while you're being quarantined without sports. To order your sleep test online, just go to lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare. Do you want a custom themed tumbler or bottle to show off your team spirit every day of the week? Then look no further than Game Time Sidekicks. All of their bottles and tumblers are double-walled, vacuum-insulated stainless steel, and their quality is second to none in the tumbler market. New this year are their stemless 12-ounce tumblers, perfect for repping your team while enjoying your favorite wine. They also have new 3-in-1 jackets to use as a koozie for a can or bottle, or you can pop a lid on it and use it as a 12-ounce tumbler or coffee cup. Be sure to check out everything Game Time Sidekicks has to offer at GameTimeSidekicks.com. Game Time Sidekicks, helping fans show your colors and carry your team with unique gear you will actually use.
Voted Best Barbecue in City View Magazine and a top 100 barbecue restaurant in the country, Dead End is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering and local delivery with Valet Gourmet. That's right, you can have Dead End brought to you. Can't think of the spread for your next event? Get Dead End to cater it. Check them out online, deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
Swain Event Hour 3 is powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Keep your eyes open, folks. Don't let this dual threat quarterback label trick you, because it will if you don't pay attention. Don't let them trick you. Do not let them trick you. Do we even know what dual threat means anymore?
There's not a universal definition. No.
It should be. It should be. What you can do doesn't mean you are a threat. Like, I can catch a deep pass as a receiver, but I'm not a deep threat. I wasn't a deep threat. Defense coordinator was like, hey, when you guard number one, back up 10 yards. He's going to run past you. But if you come up and press me, and if you don't have good technique, I can run past you and score a touchdown. But I wasn't a deep threat. I see something on the text box. It was like, Peyton Manning had a bootleg. That was a joke from Nelson. But by Swain's definition, Peyton Manning would be a dual threat quarterback. No, you're not listening, Nelson. Threat. Defensive coordinators that say, this quarterback we have to keep in the pocket because he can run outside the pocket, pick up first downs. Peyton Manning has never been looked at like that as a defensive coordinator. Nelson, you got to listen. Threat. He can do it if all 11 guys thinks it's a run, and all Peyton got to do is run 3 yards for a touchdown. Yeah, he can do that. That doesn't mean he's a threat.
But the typical definition of a dual threat quarterback in people's minds are the Lamar Jacksons, the Russell Wilsons, the Cam Newtons.
Why?
The Josh Dobbs.
Why?
Probably because they're black.
That's why we have to break the stereotype. That's
And
why
that was my point. Again, what you were saying about Aaron Rodgers is absolutely right.
I was waiting for you to say it then.
I said that last segment. Go back and check.
You ain't say black?
Oh, not that part because we weren't having that conversation. Aaron Rodgers can.
You was mentioning
pick
Michael
up,
Vick.
Aaron Rodgers can pick up, 15, 20, 30 yards on a rush if you don't keep him in the pocket. But his ability to scramble downfield when the pocket breaks down doesn't meet the stereotypical definition of the dual threat quarterback over the course of history.
But it does.
Because offensive coordinators don't call design runs for Aaron Rodgers, and that's where
that don't matter though.
But in people's heads, that's what they think. They think design quarterback runs for Cam Newton, Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, Josh Dobbs, Mike Vick. People's definitions over time, that's what they think of. They don't think of Aaron Rodgers.
So a design quarterback run means you are now dual threat.
Yes, because you can run the football.
Is Carson Wentz dual threat?
I would say so.
Yeah. I mean, he is. He is dual threat. But a call design run, I'm guessing this excludes quarterback sneaks too, right?
Well, we know why quarterback sneaks are called because there's 1 inch to get the football.
I just want to make
not because their ability to run the football.
I just want to make sure, the definition is, it says it right there in the name, threat. And if you are not a threat to go pick up more than just 3 or 4 yards, I mean really picking up 10, 15, 20, 30, 35 yards, which Aaron Rodgers has done before, which we've seen Carson Wentz be able to do. And it doesn't matter what color you are. And someone said on the text box, typically, and Jay Wayne said this, typically you see a lot of black quarterbacks thrown in that category of being dual threat. They get thrown into that category.
Yeah, because typically they're quicker, faster, more athletic.
Okay, but they shouldn't be the only ones in there. When
No,
you have
you're
guys like
right.
Carson Wentz and you got guys like Aaron Rodgers, and when you have guys that are truly a threat to get outside the pocket and run. If you're trying to keep a quarterback inside the pocket so they won't run the football, they are a threat to run. Simple as that. Simple as that. If that is part of the scouting report, keep this quarterback inside the pocket. That's because they're afraid of him running. If they don't care if the quarterback gets outside the pocket, that means that quarterback is slow. And they feel like that pursuit will get to him before he creates any damage for the defense. That's exactly what that means. I played with Casey Clausen. I played with Eric Ainge. I played with Rick Clausen. I played with Brent Schaefer. I've played with C.J. Leak. And Casey has ran it in for a touchdown. I've seen clips of Casey running a bootleg, diving against Alabama. I've seen it. That doesn't make him a dual threat quarterback. Because during a normal sequence in the middle of the football field, no one cared that Casey broke containment. Because if he decided to run, pursuit would get to him because he's not fast enough. I just don't like the inconsistencies. And I really wish that 247 and Rivals at ESPN would do a conference call with me, and I would tell them, this is the definition of a dual threat quarterback. Stop throwing these dudes in here who are not truly dual threat quarterbacks just because you're trying to give everybody a ranking and make everybody feel good. Put this quarterback at 24 and stop trying to put him at number 1 dual threat because he can't throw.
That kid that went to Auburn and then went to Last Chance U and then went to Florida
Franklin.
State. Yes, James
Franklin.
Was it James Franklin?
I don't think his name was James Franklin, but I think it was John Franklin. John
the
Franklin.
third.
Yeah, John Franklin went to Florida State, left, went to Scuba, and then went to Auburn. He was
the
never
number one dual threat quarterback, but he could not throw.
He was never a dual threat quarterback. Never.
Correct.
Torrance Gibson. Remember Torrance Gibson? 5-star dual threat quarterback. I'm using air quotes from Plantation High School there. From American Heritage in Florida. And he wound up going to Ohio State. Didn't work out. They moved him to wide receiver. He was never a dual threat quarterback. He never should have been put in as dual threat quarterback because there was questions about him throwing the football. That's all I'm saying. Oh, here's another one. Ruben 12 says a true dual threat quarterback was the Indiana quarterback that lit us up in the bowl game with his feet and hit targets. Thank you,
Peyton
Ruben.
Ramsey.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ruben. See, now he's getting the hang of this thing here. There we go. D-Skid says Peyton has design run plays. Peyton ain't do a threat. That's why I'm not a big fan of the whole design run means you'll do a threat quarterback. Let's get to the phones and let's see who we got there. Oh, we got Turkey Man. Turkey Man, good morning.
Good morning, individuals.
Good morning.
Well, I tell you what, I think I figured out what dual threat quarterback. I watched it for the last few years. That's a quarterback that'll call a flea flicker and not send out the fleas. You know, remember when we did the flea flicker and no wide receiver went out? And when you call a play and you run a play that nobody else knows you're running, so that's dual threat to run opposite play. I figured maybe that could be a dual threat quarterback. But the only true dual threat quarterback I think we've had that I can remember really is Heath Shuler. Heath Shuler was probably the best at that. He could run and throw.
The only dual threat quarterback you remember?
No, the one that comes to mind that could really run and throw.
Condrich, T. Martin.
Well, I'm talking about the last one that we've had.
Josh Dobbs.
Well, he got he had the tag of not being able to throw that great, but he threw better than he appeared in that last year. Particularly, he threw better than it looked like he could because Butch was having him run every play. So it looked like he couldn't. I mean, Tim Tebow, I don't know. Would you call him a dual threat quarterback?
Yeah, absolutely. He threw some touchdowns with his arm.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to respect him. You know, his arm. I mean, you have to respect him. You didn't have to respect him like Joe Burrow or Danny Wolf or Peyton Manning or anything, but you still had to respect his arm at least a little bit. So yeah, I would definitely say he's dual threat.
He made the jump pass famous over us there. But I'm going to ask a quick recruiting question.
Okay.
How are we with Arch Manning?
Don't know.
23 quarterback.
Yeah, don't know. He does not. You know, he hasn't done anything.
Pretty good. Of course, that's one thing about highlight film. It makes everybody look good. Highlight films do. But but he looks like he could be pretty good. And I'm hearing that he is, and he's got the bloodline of such.
No, absolutely, Turkey Man, and thank you for the phone call. Josh Dobbs was definitely a dual threat quarterback who improved as a passer, and I mean threw 27 touchdowns his last year. I mean, and that's the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to get better each and every year as a passer, as a quarterback. Josh Dobbs did that. So Dobbs was 1,000% Tennessee's last dual threat quarterback. And then you throw in guys like a Brent Schaefer, who didn't have a long career, but he was a dual threat quarterback. And I remember a throw he made against South Carolina on the road to C.J. Faden on a flag route. Oh, my gosh, he dropped it in perfectly. So Schaefer could throw.
Would you consider Brian Maurer a dual threat?
Yes.
I would too.
Absolutely. Yes. There we go, Ben. We getting the hang of this thing now.
I've had the hang of this thing.
There we go. He is definitely a dual threat quarterback. 1,000%.
I was speaking to the stigma of the dual threat quarterback and people thinking that quarterbacks who constantly have designed runs called for them are your dual threat quarterbacks that is not always the case.
I haven't heard that statement, though. I thought that was your definition.
No, it is not my definition.
Where are people saying this at, Ben? I've never seen somebody say that before. I never heard it before. Someone say.
I can't just give you an example on a silver platter out of nowhere.
Well, you gonna show your work, C-Mac and Jason. You got to show your work, Ben.
Jason. I have showed my work, sir.
I need to see some evidence of people saying.
The original conversation was about how the dual threat title has been misused constantly, and the definition of the dual threat has been misconstrued over the years. And now it's to the point to where people see dual threat title and just assume that, okay, they can run like Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, and so on and so forth. And that's not the case. And I think part of that comes from seeing those quarterbacks, such as more so Cam Newton, running designed run plays as a quarterback.
Ben, I'm glad you got comfortable enough to just say what the truth was. And the truth is, it's easy to throw in a black quarterback in a dual threat quarterback boat. And really, there's a lot of white quarterbacks that should be labeled as such as well.
Yes.
Simple as that. We stereotype.
Or not labeled as a dual threat because it can't throw.
Correct.
Like a Shea Patterson can run, but he can't throw. Mitchell Trubisky can run, can't throw.
I think emphasis need to be put on part of the label, and that is a threat. Like, we really need to put an emphasis on that. So, Jared, if it's 3rd down and 6 and the linebackers are dropping out of there, the linebackers are dropping out at 10 to 12 yards, and Jared is climbing up in the pocket, and the linebackers are really not coming up, and Jared runs and dives for 6 yards for a first down, that don't mean he's a dual threat. That just means that the opportunity was there, and he can do that. I've seen Casey Clausen do that. But a threat is when there's a defensive unit meeting. The whole defense is in a meeting room, and the defense coordinator is saying, hey, defensive ends, linebackers, you have to be sure that you are being responsible in your gaps, at your containment, and not let this quarterback get outside because he can go run for 15 yards. He's fast enough to do it. And I think there's a lot of white quarterbacks that can do that. Joe Burrow can do that and did it. Mm-hmm. Honestly, you want to call Joe Burrow a dual threat? You can. Because I saw Joe Burrow many of times outrun linebackers and go pick up first downs. Now, he's super accurate from the pocket too. But again, we associate dual threat with maybe not being able to throw that much or throw that well. So we don't look at Joe Burrow as a dual threat, but really he is. All right, go ahead. Sorry, Ben.
I do wish that 247 would just rank all of the quarterbacks on one list. And then because the style of quarterback has changed so much over the last couple of years with Lamar Jackson and Russell Wilson leading the charge, just the first two names that come to mind, I wish that they would, if there is a guy who can truly be a threat to a defense with his legs and his athleticism and his speed, then on that list of all the quarterbacks in the country, then you give him a bump up.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. Not everybody gets a 4-star ranking. No, you get a 3-star because you are the 32nd quarterback on the list. If you're a really, 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 really good passer, cool. But if you're not mobile, you can't move in the pocket, you get dinged for that. If you are mobile in the pocket and you're accurate while moving in the pocket, okay, you get an extra star or whatever. But like, my biggest criticism of the recruiting rankings is about the dual threat. And it's not just 247, it's Rivals, it's ESPN, it's all of them. That's all of them. You're trying to include everybody. That's what it's about. How about we try to include all the wide receivers? Let's do the number one slot receivers. Let's do let's do possession receivers. Let's do that. Hey, he's the number one possession receiver in the country. Oh, he's the number one speed receiver in the country. You see how silly that is? Number one cover corner. Number one zone corner. It's just silly, man. Just silly. What is an all-purpose back versus a running back?
Same thing.
Are you trying to say that the running back who's listed can't catch? Is that what you're trying to say? He's the number one running back, but this guy's number one all-purpose back. So what are you trying to say? The number one back can't catch? I just think we try to include everybody. And it confuses the consumer, confuses the fans. So now they have this expectation that's unfair. Paul says he totally agrees with being on this dual threat quarterback issue. Someone else said they agree with me. We've been talking about so many different points inside of the dual threat quarterback issue. I don't even know what you agree with and what you disagree with, to be honest, folks. But there's stereotypes with this topic, and they should be broken. Simple as that. They should be broken. 865-255-03. Be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Home service problems occur, even at the most inconvenient times, like during a health crisis. Solar is always here to help you 24/7. As people are social distancing and staying at home on workdays, it's an easier time to take care of home maintenance items that you feel are necessary. And we've put new safety precautions in place, like wearing gloves, avoiding physical contact, new sanitation protocols, and limiting time in your home. We're here for you.
Call the Happy Face truck today.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. The next thing you know, you're being arrested for DUI. Be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call DUI and criminal defense attorney Marcos Garza. Put this number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty, say Garza. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
At work? Can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
What quarterbacks do you prefer for your team? I prefer a dual threat quarterback. Just like I prefer a running back that can catch out of the backfield, that can run in between the tackles at the midfield mark, can pick up short yardage, can dive over the top, or score from the 1 yard line. I don't want to take that guy out. Or I would prefer a wide receiver that can do it all. A guy who is 6'4", who I can throw it to in jump ball situations, and he can run past people, and with the ball in his hands, he can make guys miss. That's why guys like DeAndre Hopkins and Mike Thomas and Antonio Brown and all these top-rated wide receivers, the Julio Jones, that's why they get their rankings, because they're able to do all of those things. I prefer a dual threat quarterback. I prefer a dude like T. Martin all day long, who can go 23 consecutive completions in a row and can also take off on you for 20, 30 yards if you're not careful, because he's fast. You forget to guard him, he will carve up real estate. And he can throw a pretty bomb, like we've seen highlights on social media. But I will not risk someone who suffers throwing from the pocket because I want somebody who can run. Trevor Lawrence. Dual threat quarterback, Ben?
Yes.
100%, baby. Woo-hoo-hoo! 100%. Trevor Lawrence took off on Ohio State. Took off on them. Justin Fields, dual threat. Trevor Lawrence, dual threat. Joe Burrow, dual threat. What you know about Sam Horn, Ben? Sam
Very little.
Horn. Yeah, I would say the same thing, man. Very little. But I will say, as I mentioned, Trevor Lawrence, he has a little bit of in common with Trevor Lawrence, Ben. A little bit in common. And this is
Talking about the kid that picked up a baseball and football offer?
Yeah, this may get awkward. This may get awkward, Ben. He's a 2022 prospect. He's a quarterback from the state of Georgia. And according to GoVols 24/7, they put out an article about Mr. Sam Horn. And he's listed as a dual threat quarterback. Mr. Sam Horn. His parents are Tennessee fans. And he called the offer a dream come true, Ben. A dream come true. So this is a young man, and we have not seen this a lot, Ben. Tennessee being good. So we have not gotten a ton of lifetime Tennessee fans as recruits. Sam Horn's parents went out at Tennessee. He grew up going to games. Yesterday, Tennessee offered him. He says it's a dream come true. We have season tickets there, so we like to go up there for the football games. So to be able to actually play on the field where you grew up watching games, that would be amazing. You can't describe it. It's really cool. It's about time, man.
Seems like a lock.
Man, that feels good, man. That feels good.
See what I did there?
I did. It feels good right there. Because the last time we had a kid grew up as a Tennessee fan from Georgia that was highly ranked.
We don't have to talk about that.
Yeah. It didn't go so well.
Hopefully he fits the part of being a take at the position. Because it seems as if he is just a lock, as close to a lock. And I'm not saying that because that's his last name. But it seems like
Horn
he
is his last name.
Oh, Horn. I got it mixed up. My bad. But it seems like he is a lock to Tennessee if Tennessee does offer him a committable offer. So hopefully he is as good as advertised.
He's listed as a dual threat quarterback, but he considers himself more of a pocket passer. His legs are more of a last-second option with the ability to avoid pressure and escape the pocket and make plays. This is according to the article, GoVols 24/7. These guys ain't gonna like me, man. I'm about to go off on this dual quarterback label. Oh my gosh. I think one of the best parts of my game is being able to, I might not seem like a runner, but I feel like I'm athletic enough to get away from the rush. Not run first, but scramble around, look downfield, and then make a play after that. Instead of sitting in the pocket, maybe getting sacked or something like that, or instead of once you don't see the first read, you just run. Now, I've always been number 21. I never really had a particular reason, except I've always worn it since I was a little kid. I don't see the issue playing with it in high school. It's still in the air. It could be football. It could be baseball. It could be both. That's the mean
of a situation as Tennessee can ask for.
21 dual out their mind. That's what I'm saying, man. That's why it drives me crazy. What is he? Do y'all even know? Woosah. 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 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. What the heck is bothering me? Had to go call Winslow from Family Matters on y'all. I tell you, man, it grinds my gears. It grinds my gears. It really does. Because now people have these unfair, unrealistic expectations based on these rankings and these evaluations of these quarterbacks. People think now that the quarterback's supposed to be Michael Vick.
I couldn't tell that it was bothering you.
Joe in Augusta says Tyler Bray was a dual threat quarterback. He was a threat to pass and a threat to get arrested. Oh, you ain't right. Vol Guy 78 says Cordell Stewart was a dual threat quarterback. 1,000%. 1,000%. Nelson says I prefer the Deshaun Watson type. Pass first, run second. 100%. I'm a wide receiver. I prefer that too. I prefer a guy that can get through his progressions. He's not a one read, tuck and run guy. He goes through 1, 2, 3, 4, and if they're not there, he runs. And when he runs, he ain't just picking up 3 yards. He's getting a first down. He's moving the sticks. That is demoralizing for a defense. That's the type of quarterback I want. I don't want a guy that's just going to dive forward for 2 or 3 yards. Yeah, okay, it's a positive play. Technically, he didn't lose in yards. But I want someone that's going to break the defense's back. Go get a first down at minimum. That's the problem. The Titans, yeah, they had some trouble with Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is the MVP. He's great. But you know when that game really changed, Ben?
That run that Patrick Mahomes had down the sideline that everybody thought was the greatest run in the history of quarterbacks.
Yeah, it was just a basic run. It was a run where someone on the Titans defense stopped playing.
Yeah, like 3 missed tackles.
Yeah, but that's what kills you, man, when a quarterback does that. When they pick up first downs and more, that's the definition of a dual threat quarterback. That play. They don't have to do a bunch of design runs for Patrick Mahomes because he can throw it. But when he runs, he can go pick up a first down and more. That is the definition of a threat, a dual threat. So next time we start talking about dual threat quarterbacks, go look up Patrick Mahomes' run. And that's the definition right there. That's what I want here at the University of Tennessee. But I want a pass first quarterback. I ain't come here to block. I like winning. I'm a team player, but I ain't come here to block. Just saying. All right, let's go to the phones. Titans Bill, good morning.
Good morning, Jason. You know, this talk about tailgates, you could just throw a tailgate party at your house. Just find you a pickup truck, put the tail down, and then, just make it simple, just buy cold cuts and create your own foot long.
Yes.
Simple as that.
That sounds pretty simple right there. Yeah. What about SUV? Can you use the SUV?
Yeah, you could do it in the SUV.
Okay. Yeah.
Just turn, or in the back of your van.
No, we're not gonna do it in the van.
But I'd say a pickup truck.
Gotta have a pickup truck and or SUV.
And on the foot long, you could just fend for yourself. If you could put bunch turkey on your foot long, salami on your foot long, deli type ham on your foot long.
Tice Bill, where did this come from? Where did this idea come from? Did you just sit around one day and say, hey?
It comes from my head, Jason.
I know that, but I mean, we have not been talking about that at all, and I don't know if that's been like a national discussion in sports. I mean,
Well, you're talking about tailgate stuff.
We're talking about dual threat quarterbacks, Tice Bill.
Quarterbacks. Well, I'll tell you something. I know a certain sports talk show host that don't like the idea of Jalen Hurts drafting in the second round by the Eagles. I'd say, look, you never know. He could be another Russell Wilson. He could be another, let's say, a Patrick Mahomes. I like the idea.
I like the idea too, Titans Bill, and thank you so much for the phone call. I think the second round pick was worthy. Wentz has been hurt twice, missing significant time. They need to get someone that can at least move the offense a little bit if he gets hurt. I don't have a problem with the pick at all. Ben, you say something?
I have no words.
Ben?
I have no words.
I heard you trying to get in, and you had something to add to Titans Bill's phone call there about salami.
I don't have any comments.
You have the meats. No?
Where did he get tailgating from?
I don't know, man.
He literally said that we were talking about tailgating.
No, we were not. I was like, what? Crazy. Huh? Tailgating? Talk about dual threat quarterbacks.
Talking about dual threat quarterbacks, Titansville.
Oh, boy. Hour 3 is powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Right now, Low T Center is offering self-injecting treatments. You can do that. Before you went in, you got your testosterone shot there. Now, Low T Center has rolled out a program to allow you to be able to do that at home. It's monitored. It's very, very safe. So go to Low T Center right now. If you're in Knoxville, call Low T Center at 865-392-1388. Guys that have snoring issues and sleep issues, it's time for a sleep test. You can do that by going to the website and ordering a home sleep test. Do that, and if you test for sleep apnea, you can get your CPAP in just a few days right at your front doorstep.
He said that you need to create a foot long in a van.
I don't know where Titans Bill's mom was today.
I think he was listening to a different show, thought it was your show, and called into your show.
I don't know what Titans Bill was talking about. I have no clue. At all. I've never seen anyone tailgate in a van, but not saying that it doesn't happen. But anyways, can we recover from that?
Not today. No.
We don't have enough time to recover?
Nope.
Should we
I mean, we need
end the show right now?
That is the type of phone call we need a break to recover.
We don't have any more breaks. Vol Birmingham says, based on the description given out on him, talking about Sam Horn, I consider him not a dual threat. I would consider him more pro style. Vol Guy 78 says, wouldn't Mariota be a dual threat? Absolutely. Mariota is a dual threat.
Is he? He can't throw.
He can throw. He can't throw
He's
now?
Slightly better than Mitchell Trubisky.
So he just can't throw now. That's what we say about Marcus Mariota. He just can't throw now.
That's how he lost his job.
So he can't throw the football now.
I mean, he can, but he's not good at it.
You know, he didn't get benched his rookie year or second year. I mean, what was this, his fifth year?
I think so.
Yeah, his fifth year. So he had an off year and the worst time ever. You know, his last year, not the best year to have a off year, and he got replaced. But I mean, he's had some accuracy issues, and maybe it's the system. You know, maybe it's him. Whatever, who knows? But he's still a dual threat quarterback.
He was definitely a dual threat in college at Oregon.
Yeah.
But in the NFL, he has not been a great passer. It wasn't just a one-year ordeal for him. This was a trend over the course of 5 years. Very up and down, but
you don't have to be a great passer to do a threat quarterback. You just got to be a threat to throw the football.
Well, technically, Mitchell Trubisky is a threat to throw the football.
Dude, Marcus Mariota's a better thrower than Mitchell Trubisky.
That's not saying much.
That's what you just said, though. You just used Mitchell Trubisky.
They both aren't good at throwing the football.
I'm done with you, man.
I'm done with you. They're both terrible at throwing the football.
My gosh. Ronnie says Titan Gump. Ham, salami, pastrami. Oh, man. B-Rad, how many times did he say foot long? Plenty. I was getting uncomfortable.
It is hump day.
I was getting uncomfortable, man. I was getting really uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. B-Rad said, John Fulkerson's 3 against Kentucky makes him a 3-point specialist now. Yeah. He can make an open shot. That don't mean he can do it all the time. Oh, he's a threat. Because you saw the way people were sagging off John Fulkerson at the top of the key. Shoot it. Go ahead. Shoot it. Shoot it. I dare you. Shoot it. Shoot it.
I dare you. I triple dog dare you.
Shoot it. Cashville Fall says, watch that kid's film. That kid can be special. He was hitting guys in stride. A real dual threat. Only a sophomore high school. Style looks like Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, I just watched some of this film. And I'm talking about Sam Horn. He's a dual threat quarterback. He's a dual threat. I need to talk to somebody up the totem pole of some of these recruiting services. Because I'm gonna stroke out talking about the dual threat quarterbacks one day. And I want to prevent that from happening. We gotta get some consistency going on right here. For Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. Hope you have a great day. Swain Events fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Peace and love. We are out.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again.